Most small garden layouts fail before anything is even planted, and it usually comes down to one mistake. People plan their garden based on how it looks instead of how it actually works day to day. And honestly, some of that is on us YouTube gardeners. Planning a garden for views is very different than planning a garden for function. And that leads to a layout that seems fine at first, but slowly creates problems all season. Here are a few ways that mistake shows up and how to fix it. If your taller plants end up shading everything else by mid-afternoon, that's not bad luck, that's a planning issue. Sun moves, and if you don't account for that, your most productive space ends up underperforming. If you're dragging a hose across your beds every time you water, you didn't plan for access. Watering seems like a small detail until you're stepping over plants or knocking things down just to keep the plants alive. A good layout makes watering easy, not something you have to work around. If your garden looks full early in the season, but half of it sits empty later in the season, you didn't plan for harvest. Fast crops like radishes or lettuce come out quickly, and if you don't already know what replaces them, you end up wasting space for much of your gardening season. A productive garden isn't just about what you plant, it's also about what comes next. If everything feels cramped by mid-season, you probably space based on how plants looked when they were small, not how they grow. And this is another place where the perfect garden you see online can often be misleading. But here's the part that most people miss. Some plants actually do better closer together, if they're compatible. Deep-rooted crops, shallow-rooted crops, and vertical growers can share the same space without competing much at all. So spacing isn't just about distance, it's about relationships. And if you don't think about that ahead of time, you either overcrowd your garden or underuse it. And if you find yourself constantly stepping into your beds or reaching awkwardly to harvest, that's a layout problem too. Most gardens look clean from a distance, but don't actually work very well once you're in them every day. Your garden should be built around how you move through it, not something you have to fight just to maintain. All of these issues come from the same root mistake. Instead of asking, where should this go, start asking, how will I water this? What happens here after harvest? How does sunlight move through this space? How will I actually move through this garden? If you haven't mapped your space yet, that's the first step. I break that down in the previous video. When you plan around those questions, your layout starts to work with you. You don't need more space, you need a layout that actually functions. In the next video, I'll walk you through exactly how to plan your layout step by step. Subscribe if you want a garden that actually works. This is part of a full system that I'm building, and I'll link that next step below.